Oh, yeah. I got really resentful. We're coming back on that private jet. There were 9 of us.
That was great.
And everyone's eating.
Wait a minute. How did there get to be 9 people?
Well, here's what happened. I ended up getting Ronnie and Joe on there because I felt bad that they were, going to fly back commercial. And Ralph wormed his way on.
Of course.
And then Richie wormed his way on.
Oh, dear. Then you opened the floodgate.
Yeah, I opened the floodgate up. But I felt good. All the guys were on there. And we were playing cards, and they were serving seafood platters, filet mignon, and like some chicken and mushrooms, and unbelievable.
Oh, so they got rid of the arty food and put real food.
They put real food on there.
The food was amazing.
It was amazing. Everyone's eating, and everyone turns to me and goes, "Hey, you know what? Thanks for working so hard." Because and I went, "Yeah, all you bums don't work."
You should have had a parachute at that moment. You just punch out a window in the plane.
I got really angry when Richie Notar, who runs Nobu.
Well, he actually does work, doesn't he?
He was in Vegas all week, and he calls me up and goes, "Man, I'm exhausted. I'm really ready to get back." And I went, "Yeah, but you could have gone back the first day."
Right, exhausted from partying.
You're here because I don't even know what you're doing here.
And the thing that really irks me about them is they come there because you're there, right?
Yeah.
And then they show up the last hour of the show.
Yeah.
Because now
it's
time to party.
Yeah.
They've slept right until it's time to party.
Oh, it was making me nuts. And then they go, "Come on, we got to go out." And I'm like, "Go out? I'm exhausted."
Yeah, they're well rested.
Yeah. Oh, the whole thing made me nuts.
That's so funny that you say that, because I was telling my wife, about everybody that was there, and she said, "Why was Ross there?" And I said, "Well, I think Nelly Furtado was playing, but that was Friday night."
Right.
And she said, "Why was Richie there?" I go, "Well, I know there's a Nobu in the building, but he didn't need to be in it that much."
Yeah, right.
It was like trying to explain why everyone was there.
I think they were there to watch us hang out and drop my name a lot.
In fact, it was funny. I did an appearance for a movie on Friday. I did a screening, so there were questions, from the audience.
Right.
And the people who won the chance to go to the screening were at our Thursday night show.
Yeah.
So they said, we really enjoyed it. It's really cool seeing the dynamic, but we don't understand, what does Ralph do?
Yeah, right.
We watched him and stuff, but he didn't move around or anything. And then at one point
he does nothing.
He goes, at one point he tried to get on the air and you waved him off, and then at one point he did get on the air and Howard told him to leave. But other than that, we didn't know what he did.
He didn't do anything. In fact, it's so weird that he was even there because...
he could have sent a suitcase for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, he could just...
Well, he sounded like he really had something to do.
He packed a suitcase for me for clothes, and his job is to dress me for the television show.
Right.
So he came over and packed me, and then he said he's coming to Vegas. I said, "Well, what are you going to do in Vegas?" And he said, "Well, I'll unpack you, and then I have to put the outfits together."
Now, was he paid to be there, or was he on his own dime?
No, he's paid.
So he didn't just show up and have fun. He was paid.
No, he's paid. In fact, I heard him he said that he has to send a car to take me home. Where's my car?
Where's my car?
Yeah.
He came in mine and KC's car when we landed.
Oh,
he had your huge suitcase, so we almost couldn't fit.
My huge suitcase.
Or some huge suitcase. I mean,
that's all his stuff.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I brought home all my stuff.
You had your own suitcase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I remember before we left, you said, "Well, why does Ralph need to go?" And he called up and he said, "I have a lot to do. I'll do creative stuff."
Yeah, I don't know what creative stuff he did. I guess like go to strip clubs.
I saw him sitting against a bumper.
He was on the Cindy Crawford's husband party bus. I saw him there.
I basically said, Ralph doesn't really need to be here, but I didn't want to ruin his good time. I wasn't going to squeal on him.
A couple of times he did tell you, "No, you have to keep your shirt on in all that heat." That's what he did.
He helped me with that. He helped me by telling me to keep my shirt on.
Actually, he's got a great move that I just love. I can watch it all day.
He straightens my shirt.
Yeah, he comes and he pulls the corner of your shirt and just tugs at it.
Yeah. Well, it gives him something to do.
Like he's picking legs off.
But at least he shows up for the whole show. Those other guys show up only to party.
Howard, you should be lucky because I have to tug my shirt myself. You have a guy to do it.
Yeah, I need that because I don't know how to tug my shirt.
Really, I got to do it all myself.
Because it really looks different on TV when my shirt is tugged.
He used to pull at your hair, but now Tony does that.
Yeah, he lost
Run his hands through your hair and, pull on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Tony I need there because he actually does something.
That I get.
Yeah, everybody understands Tony being there.
Yeah.
Nobody understands Ralph.
Tony was real cool to me on the trip. She not only filled in my hair, she, did it.
Yeah?
She did a hairdo.
She actually did my hair, too.
Right.
The thing about Tony is, you see her at the beginning of the show, and then you don't know she's there.
Right.
Ralph, you're aware of every moment that he's there.
Well, there were a couple of times where I said, can you leave? Could you get off the air? And he wouldn't leave. And I was like, get off the air. You're annoying everyone.
But the other thing is he plants himself right in front of you. Like Gary said, Tony goes off somewhere. You don't even know she's there until it's time to come and do something. Ralph's sitting right in front of you.
Well, the other weird thing with Ralph is in the middle of the last show, he goes, and I got Jimmy up there and Adam, and we have a whole big dais of people. And I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how we're going to end the show and how am I going to get everyone on a microphone. And in the middle of this, Ralph comes up to me and goes, I need to speak to you for a second. It's very important. I go, what is it? He goes, can you think, if you guys do a final bet at the end of the show, can I sit in on the bet? So I said, Ralph, you see that I'm in the middle of a show? Who cares if you're in on a bet?
It's very important that Ralph be on.
I go, no, leave me alone.
You know, I don't know if that was before or after I told him no.
Oh, no, that's what he does. He tells you no. Goes to you. You tell him no, and then...
Because he came up to me and he asked me, he said, I'd like to get in on this bet. And I said, Ralph, do you see how many people out there? It's so confusing already.
Right. You know, that doesn't stop him.
I go, there's Greg Fitzsimmons and Jimmy and Adam.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And no one really cares. He wants to get in on the final bet. Go to the table and bet.
He could be betting all evening.
Yeah. No one would know.
You know, the thing about Ralph is, I got to tell you, I do find him funny on the air from time to time. Yeah. But he'll come on and do something really funny. And then stay for the news. Yeah. And the plugs. And, you know.
Well, whenever I have him in for something, this is why I have him in less and less. He'll then turn to me afterwards and go, do you think I could sit in the rest of the show? And I'll go, well, you know, it's not necessary.
See, John and I have always said there's a lot to be said for knowing when to leave.
Yeah.
Like, I love, to me, the longer I stay in here, you know, the more chance that you're going to goof on me. Right. So I like come and do my thing and then just be gone.
Yeah. There's an art to that.
There is.
Yeah. But
Ralph hasn't found it yet.
I don't find you or John annoying. Ralph can get to me. Especially when I realize he's not doing anything. You know what I mean? You got to have a purpose.
But he is so funny because he's living the greatest life off of you. Yeah. He's telling me about this vacation he had in St. Thomas where he's at some villa and, you know, the food was great.
You're kidding.
And the cruise ships pull up and, you know, he had such a great time and he's lying. I'm like, what? And I didn't say it to him, but I'm listening to this going, how does he afford that?
I know. I don't know how he does either.
It's usually the sibling of somebody rich.
Yeah.
You know, that's how he gets in.
And the thing is, when he's in this studio to visit, you don't even get the shirt tug.
In fact, you know what he told me? I never got into it with him. But he just told me, he goes, dude, man, and something about him being invited to Chelsea Clinton's Christmas party.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, you know, whoever I know from the show, he meets and then latches onto.
He networks.
So remember the kid from Bumblebee?
Yeah, the Bumblebee Tuna kid?
Yeah. The kid whose father owns Bumblebee Tuna?
Yeah.
Ralph somehow worked out getting his phone number and has been hanging around with him. And then one night, Ralph went to dinner with the kid, and Chelsea Clinton was part of the entourage.
Wow.
So Ralph's rapping to Chelsea Clinton, and she was digging Ralph, and she invited Ralph to come to one of the Clintons' Christmas parties.
Oh, my God.
So Ralph was going to be at one of Bill Clinton's parties at his house. And somehow he didn't end up going. But it was going to be like Ralph, and he would have been in with Clinton.
Just an intimate little party at the house.
Yeah, like Chelsea Clinton had no idea that Ralph was Ralph.
You know, it's amazing. He took you to the Bumblebee kid to the Clintons. That's an amazing leap.
He makes all those leaps dynamically.
He can do it. Yeah, he's really amazing. And I also noticed at the pool party, Ralph has a very good move. He makes sure, because I don't know, I mean, what kind of rap he has with girls.
Right.
But he makes sure to let them know he's associated with you in some way.
Oh, yeah.
His move is handcuffing himself to Howard.
That's his move.
Okay.
It is true.
I know. He stays right by my side.
I'm over there talking to the chef. Playing football with KC.
Right.
I
noticed Ralph is sort of like a satellite of yours.
Well, at the pool party, I'm rapping to this chick in a red bikini who I thought was really attractive. And I said to all the guys, I go, man, this girl I'm talking to is like really attractive, you know, in the red bikini.
Uh-huh.
So 2 seconds later, Ralph is like sitting right next to me, rapping to the girl in the red bikini. And I was like, I don't care. I got a girlfriend. I'm not looking to hook up here. But it was really interesting to me that he took over that whole thing.
But there were 40 women there. That's
he's helping you out.
Yeah, he's going to help me out by sitting there with me and like now rapping to her to the point where she's not talking to me because he's just so busy taking it over and competing.
You know what the other interesting dynamic that he's managed to pull off now? You know, you've lost a lot of weight. You're in great shape. He cut his hair. Your hair's about the same length. We were at a restaurant the other night. A woman pulled me to the side and wanted to know if that was Howard's brother.
Oh, no. About 50 people came up and asked if that was my brother.
Oh, my God.
And I went, he now looks like me.
Right. Yeah, he even got rid of the blonde in his hair.
Yep.
He's really attempting to work that out.
He's becoming me.
I'm pretty sure Ralph let a few people believe he was your brother.
Wait a second. Didn't you see that movie, Single White Female?
Yeah.
He's moving right
getting a little scary because about 20 people go, is this your brother? And at first I thought it was funny. You go, yeah, it's my brother, Ralph, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then I went, wait a second, I don't want to be known as my brother.
The glasses are the same shape.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. So anyway, after a few days, it's better I get away from all the guys. You know the other guy who's real annoying, Dominic, showed up out in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I hear from people, he has this move where he goes into places and he starts yelling, do you know who I am? I'm Howard Stern's attorney.
Oh, no. He's doing that again?
Number one, he's not my attorney.
I thought you'd stopped him from doing that.
I thought I had, but evidently now he's still back at Howard Stern's attorney.
You know, I spent one night...
I've never hired him to do a thing.
Right. I spent one night with him. There is no rule in the world that can't be broken with enough money in Dominic's mind.
Right.
So the casino in the High Rolls area, $5,000 is the maximum bet. Right. That's the rule. It's a rule.
Right.
So Sam Simon bet $5,000, doubled down, which was a $10,000 bet because he doubled down.
Right.
Next bet...
Did Sam win that, by the way?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh, yeah,
the next bet, Sam tried to put up $10,000, and they told him, no, it's only $5,000. Dominic goes, no. He starts pushing the woman away. No, he just bet $10,000. That's all right. Go away. So the woman's like, no. You don't understand. It's $5,000. Don't worry about it. And then he tried to tip him. It was really weird. And they're like, no, this is the rule. And he didn't want to hear. He just tells people to go away. He waves them off.
Yeah. And he thinks if he waves them off.
Well, a lot of people respond to that. A lot of people get freaked out because Dominic acts like he knows.
Yeah. He's like, come on, stay awake, please.
He's always commanding whatever area he's in.
Yeah.
He's the commander.
Yeah.
You know, Sam Simon's sitting there betting. He doesn't need Dominic, but now Dominic's running the whole thing.
Yeah, running it. He's helping Sam Simon lose his money quickly.
No, go away.
That was an amazing bet to watch, by the way. To watch a guy just put down $10,000 on one hand of blackjack.
Boy, Sam must have tons of money.
Yes, he does.
Hey,
how's it going?
This is Brian Phelan, everyone's favorite guy.
Yeah. A funny thing about Dominic and Sam Simon was the first night I got there Monday night, they were playing. Dominic had no idea who he was. So I'm sitting in between him, and Dominic's $5,000.
And by the way, when Dominic doesn't know who you are, he hates you. He's like,
you know one.
Right.
Who is this guy? Get him away from me.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, right.
That guy? So I was like, that's Sam Simon. He created The Simpsons. He's like, does he have money? I was like, yeah. He goes, Sam Simon, $5,000. I back you up. He starts throwing $5,000.
That's his buddy.
Yeah. So I'm sitting between Sam Simon and Dominic with $5,000 bets on each side. I've got $5.
Yeah.
High roller.
And you know what's great about that, too? It's like the next day at the pool party, Dominic latches onto Sam Simon. Dominic sits at a table.
Now they're best friends?
At the pool party, completely away from the party, commenting on everyone, looking at everything. He's fully dressed because he's so fat he's afraid to be in a bathing suit.
He looked like he was going to Thanksgiving dinner in Vermont.
Yeah, I mean, he's fully dressed in a suit.
And it's under that big plastic thing?
And he's sitting there with Sam Simon, his new best buddy.
They were throwing $5,000 back and forth all night.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, yeah, I got your back. I got you covered. Back and forth. I was waiting for $1,000 to drop in front of me.
Never did, though. Never did.
You know the screwed up thing about Sam is I got a tip from my buddy about a college basketball game, and I wanted to bet it, and I told Sam about it at a craps table right before the second show. Yeah. I forgot to bet it. Yeah. And on the show, Sam must have bet $10,000 on it, and he comes up to me during the show and goes, Artie, I bet that NC State tip you gave me. I'm like, I forgot to bet it. I go, what's the score? He goes, I haven't checked it yet.
I know, he didn't even care.
We haven't checked it. It's halftime.
It's got $10,000 on it.
Meanwhile, they covered. I made him richer.
Oh, boy.
And I was on my 8th Jack and Water.
And then the other great thing with Sam is he's got this incredibly cute girlfriend.
Yeah,
Jamie is
the blonde.
And she just hangs there, and every once in a while he looks like his baby. Not too much longer. We're going to leave here soon. Don't worry, baby.
Baby.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby.
Baby, we're going to be back there to the big house.
We're going back to the Simpsons mansion.
Simpsons money.
I heard he made about $30 million off the Simpsons.
I heard it was between $30 and $40 million.
I think that's conservative.
But that he doesn't get any more money from it because he sold his interest in it or something? Something dumb like that?
That I didn't hear.
Well, what's up with that?
Don't quote me on that. I just always hear weird things.
I mean, why would a guy do that?
He wouldn't. That's why I don't think it's true, but this is what I've heard.
Unless he was down on his luck or something.
There's 3 guys.
Gambling.
There's 3 guys who actually have credit for creating that show, and I think there was some dissension in between the 3 guys. That,
Boy, I'd love to hear that story one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get him in here again.
Right.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. What would be the dissension?
You know, the
money,
cartoon,
man.
The animated characters get along. It's the real people who can't have.
You know what the funny thing is? You always have to explain who Sam Simon is, because I say he created The Simpsons, and they go, I thought Matt Groening created The Simpsons. I go, well, he brought it to television. Sam brought it to television.
Is that what it is?
Well, the cartoonist created it. The guy used to draw it in The Village Voice.
Oh.
So he's the real creator of The Simpsons.
I see.
But Sam saw that cartoon in The Village Voice and brought it to television.
Oh. Wow.
So he created the TV show.
30 million later.
Was Sam involved with getting it on the Tracy Ullman show?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Sam ran the Tracy Ullman show. And
he decided to take the cartoon and say, hey, draw these, make these little bumps.
And didn't Sam develop the Drew Carey show, the one on air?
No,
now?
he just helps him direct it when
he does.
he feels like it, when the mood hits him.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a creator of that.
He's a consultant.
he was the major writer of The Simpsons, though, in the beginning. I mean,
is that right?
The head writer, yeah.
Oh.
Him, James Brooks, and that Groening guy are the 3 guys who have the created by credit.
Who knows?
I just know from watching the show.
I got to take a break, but we should. There's so much to talk about. So much to talk about.
Yeah, we have to wrap up Vegas.
And I know there's about 50 people on the phones. I'll get to your phone call. Just let me do this break, and then I'll take the phones right after these words.
When I met him, I said, you know what? You're not that freaky in person as you are on TV.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah.
Mind if I elicit laughter from you? Yeah, you're not that creepy in person just before he starts tickling you.
I know. And then he looks at you, and you're all freaked out all of a sudden.
Yeah. You know who I've decided is never, ever going away with us again?
Who?
On any of our field trips. And not that we take that many, but Stuttering John.
Why?
Because he embarrasses me and acts inappropriately, and really he is a representative of the show. And I know I've had this discussion with you before about when we used to go to Los Angeles and John would be smoking a joint by the pool at the Four Seasons, and I get really pissed.
I thought he was behaving himself.
Nah, he's just inappropriate. I don't even think he knows he's not behaving himself.
Oh, what did he do?
First of all, he's obnoxious. He sits down to play cards at a blackjack table, and you got to remember, a dealer is just somebody making a couple of bucks an hour who basically has a tough job.
Right.
People blowing smoke in their face, cursing them out when they get bad cards. Guys get drunk and just say inappropriate things.
That was Ross.
Yeah, I mean they just say weird things to the and all the women get sexist crap thrown at them.
Yep.
I felt bad when Ross rolled into Vegas. I said, oh, a lot of people are going to get abused.
No.
He rolled in.
You know what? He lost control the first time we had this dealer. He lost control. She gave him a bad card, and he goes, "You effing bitch!" And then he immediately apologized. He goes, I'm sorry. I just lost control. And then he was good the rest of the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I used to deal blackjack, and I had a guy one time at my table, this black guy, and he lost like 4 hands in a row, and he looks right at me and he goes, "Are you Jewish?" And I look at him and I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I could tell by that big ass nose of yours."
Really?
Man.
Oh, man.
See, that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So what did John do? He sits down to play cards.
This was like he belches right in the dealer's face, and it smells.
Oh.
Like, who was there when it happened? Like 10 times. And the dealer even said, "Sir, could you please stop doing this in my face? It smells." And he just kept doing it anyway.
Well, Ralph said he said something to him, and Joe goes, "What are you talking about? I'm 4 feet away."
Yeah. I mean, he just doesn't get that, you know what?
A pig.
He's a pig. Then he goes over to, the High Rollers bathroom that we were using?
Right.
He makes it number 2 in the High Rollers bathroom.
Oh,
and let me say something. Our rooms are right upstairs. You can excuse yourself from the table to make a duty.
He's like an animal who has to scent every place he goes.
And it's just like, you know what? And then he goes into the High Rollers bathroom again, and he doesn't flush after he urinates.
That one I can attest to, because I followed him, and there was foam in the bowl, and I came back and I go, "Dude, don't you flush?" He goes, I don't flush after number 1. I go, "What are you, saving the ecology?" He goes, "I don't like to do it."
He doesn't like to flush. You conserve water. Conserve water in your house.
Where was there a sign in Vegas?
Vegas room that says don't,
John, no one wants to follow you with your smelly urine.
It's a public bathroom.
No, urine. You really care? I mean,
I cared. What, to go into a bathroom and smell your urine?
And see your phone?
No, I mean, sometimes, almost all the time I flush, but sometimes,
you don't flush because you have some sort of OCD or you're just a lazy pig.
You couldn't get it done, huh?
And what was with the burping in the dealer's face over and over? You're so drunk you don't remember?
Howard, you're about 5 feet away from a deal. How can I burp in a
Why are you burping
anyway? So why is she asking you to stop?
No. Obviously, I was drinking a lot of beer, so I was burping.
Ralph, you're on the air.
John, you were burping, and it smelled so bad. I mean, it was like his stomach was just brewing, and it had a tangy odor to it. I almost threw up when he burped. It was so disgusting.
Yeah, but Ralph,
and then I moved all the way over the other side by Ross, so I didn't have to smell it. And then the dealer goes at one point, and she goes, "Would you please stop?" And she turns her head and makes a face, and you just felt so
Ralph,
bad
did I burp in her face?
What?
But John, obviously.
But John, you were right. You're right in her face.
No,
you can't help it.
Why do you argue about everything? Why don't you ever see yourself? I don't get you. That's what disturbs me about you.
Of course I burped. I mean, I'm not lying.
So you know what you do? You cover your mouth with your hand.
Or get up and go away if you're out of control.
You turn your head down, or turn around or something, but just don't blow it out.
You're a pig.
And why do
Wait a second. You go into the say duty. When you go to the high rollers bathroom,
which we should have been in anyway.
Right. You were in the high rollers bathroom because of me, because of the Howard Stern name.
Okay, all right.
You understand that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You understand that you're not even supposed to be in the high roller area when you're playing for what you're playing for.
I was playing $100 hands, but
no. You're still not supposed to be in the high roller area. Do you know that you're not a high roller?
You can't do it in the bathroom.
I thought $100 hands were definitely high roller.
So that entitles you to belch in people's faces and move your bowels.
I didn't belch in anyone's face, and I moved my bowels.
So your room is right upstairs. Don't you feel a little awkward going into a high roller bathroom? It's one single room. You know someone's going to follow you in there. Look at you struggling to understand. I said make a duty. Why can't you follow me?
Sorry. I can't believe that you're going to scold me for doing number 2.
But, John, that's what's crazy. You don't even feel awkward about it.
I know.
It didn't even cross your mind not to do it.
It's a clean bathroom.
Hey,
I don't understand the problem.
Howard, this was not just like a drop in the pan. You know what I mean? This was like a real... I mean, you want to...
Embarrassed?
Yeah, ask everyone who lives on my floor.
Howard, wouldn't you be embarrassed? Like somebody else was going to come and after you and smell out
I
bad.
would say, you know what, my room is right upstairs. I have to move my bowels. I'm going to go upstairs and do it.
I had a huge run. I was making like...
So what, John? What do you think? It's not going to be there when you get back?
Well,
your money's not going to be there?
Well, you shouldn't... I mean, the bathroom was right there. I mean, I can't...
And then what's with not flushing after you pee? I mean, seriously, you have the convenience of using the high roller bathroom. You should be going to the public bathroom.
No, honestly, let me ask you a question. When you use a urinal, do you always flush?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. And then what was that whole thing going on with Melrose Larry Green and you?
What was that?
Well, you turned him into your personal monkey.
No. Melrose, unfortunately, I'm the guy that he loves. So me and I do love him.
He loves anybody who'll talk to him.
No, but okay, that's true. But sometimes I have to get he like grates on your nerves. So sometimes I'll say, okay, you just leave for like 20 minutes.
No, but you have him run errands for you. Did you give him your ATM card, your PIN number?
Sure.
Why would you do this? John's sitting at the table, and he says to Melrose Larry Green, here's my ATM card and my PIN number. Go get me some cash.
I had just met Ross, Ralph, Gary, and I knew they didn't want to hang out with Melrose.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, Larry, could you go, and I'll send him an errand so I could just hang out without him for 20 minutes.
Have you ever considered that you're not supposed to give your PIN number to a mental patient?
Because he's an accountant, believe it or not.
He's an accountant?
He has 150.
So he really knows how to steal money.
But the guy stands on Melrose Avenue screaming out stuff.
No, I know, but I do trust him.
But you send him to get you drinks.
You know what? I don't want to give my parents my PIN number.
I really do trust the guy. I do.
This will be another time where a couple of, maybe Melrose won't do anything, but John is notorious for trusting people and then getting ripped off and then getting
The only guy I trusted where I got ripped was the guy that we employed, so it wasn't like...
None of us gave him money.
Yeah, but,
none
of us
John, that whole incident that you're talking about, I was telling somebody on the plane about this. You told a guy to write his own checks, and you gave him the ability to sign his name. You gave the guy a credit card for your corporation that you never looked at with the activity on it.
I think we all trusted the guy.
But even me, let me tell you something.
I don't trust him to that degree.
If my brother...
I trusted him to move packages.
No, this is when I was doing this show, and I was doing Tony Tina's wedding. I had the album. I was all
why would you give a guy your ATM number like Melrose Larry Green? I mean, okay, Melrose might be honest. I don't know. I don't know anything about Melrose, and neither do you.
Well, I do know a lot about
What do you know about him? That he holds up signs on the street?
You want to hear about how much I know about him?
Yeah, what do you know about him?
All right. Do you know that his parents are famous scientists that actually...
What do you know about him? Having your
he's
ATM
a Cornell
PIN number.
Brandeis graduate, has 150 clients as an accountant.
The Unabomber was very good.
According to Larry, do you know who was one of Larry's clients?
Why would you give anyone outside of your family your PIN number?
Please, don't even talk to me about John. This is one of the more stupid things he has ever done.
You know what
Larry would never rob from me.
What is that, Rob?
You know what's weird too is, you know how John just said, like, you know, nobody wants Melrose around, but John needs him now and then. He lurks in a corner, like, and
that's the problem.
John beckons him.
No, see, that's
and
the problem.
it's real creepy.
Yeah, I know.
That's the problem. He always wants to be around me.
John's like the Joker.
You love
he's
that,
He's like the comic book character, the Joker. And then he, like, employs the entire underworld. You know, get the Penguin and all the other guys working with him.
He now really believes that Larry loves him.
I love Larry. I do love the guy.
There's one other weird thing. There's one other weird thing that John does. He goes, give me a beer, right? So the waitress is going to get a beer. I swear, 9 seconds later, he goes, what are you going to do to get a beer around here? I was like, well, she's got to walk to the counter and get it and bring it back.
One waitress went off duty, and then they changed over, and it took like 10 minutes to get a beer.
Oh, my
wow.
Dude, don't belch in people's faces.
I didn't belch in anyone's face.
Some people are offended by that.
Ralph, did I belch in anyone's face?
John, everybody was in your face. You were you're a foot away from everybody there.
The dealer's right in your face. What are you talking about?
3 feet away, Howard.
Do you hear
I know how far
Ralph?
the dealer is.
The whole table in front.
You don't hear that what anyone's saying.
No,
do you?
Ralph.
You
did
argue
I belch?
about everything.
Ralph, did I belch in the dealer's
John,
face?
she asked you to stop.
But
she asked you to stop belching.
If a dealer asks you to stop belching, stop.
Okay, but it wasn't belching in
Stop.
the face.
If you farted,
But John, you understand? You were burping, and this odor was coming out of you.
And you
that
didn't
was
cover
like a
your
cesspool.
face.
I didn't know there was an odor.
But you
coming
didn't
out of me.
cover. Like even when you belch, say
But why do you think the dealer was asking you to stop?
I don't recall her asking me to stop.
She did once.
Really?
But say there's no odor. Say there's no odor, right? You belch. What's
Ralph,
the big
I thought
deal?
we had fun.
Why don't you cover your mouth when you do it?
We did.
You did have fun, but you know what? You represent me.
Yeah, and I was trying to do a very good
Well, you
job.
got to stay home from now on. You got to, dude. You got to.
Fine.
Yo, Howard, I was playing blackjack with
Enough
John.
chances.
You know how the dealer takes the first card out and puts it aside when they start a new deck?
Yeah.
Well, apparently this dealer didn't do that, and John wouldn't let up on it. I mean, he said, look, I'm not an amateur. I know what I'm doing. I know you're supposed to take that card away.
That's not true.
And then he kept going for the rest of the night. He wouldn't let it go.
Yeah.
No, that's
The
not
other
true.
thing I heard
But actually,
was-
let me ask you a question about this, Howard.
Wait a minute.
They have an automatic dealing, machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called a shuffling machine.
Yeah. At one point, so we're all doing really well. At one point, the shuffling machine breaks. So now they can't give us a card. So they close down for like 10 minutes as they're trying to fix it, right?
Okay.
Do you think they should ask us that, if we want to, keep the bet on the table, or just, let us win that hand? What do you think should be the appropriate move for them?
Why do you care what's appropriate?
He's what
the appropriate move is? Whatever they tell you.
That's right. It's their casino.
The appropriate move would have been to kick you out of the casino.
And Atlantic City, a lot of times they'll just give you they'll say, all right, it's our fault, and they'll give you the hand. But this they didn't. It was like 15 minutes. They just let's let us hang there till our luck ran out, right? Then after that we all lost.
Well, they're not going to let you win that.
Yeah, Mark, you're on the air.
Yeah, just let them win that hand.
Howard.
Yeah.
Howard.
Yeah, Mark.
It's time to get rid of Stuttering John.
Oh, Mark, come on now.
You know what? Howard, you know what you got to do? He's like the Sharks. Remember you were talking about the Sharks, and you got to get rid of the Sharks?
Yeah.
Well, Stuttering John's a shark, and there's no need for him.
Well, he needs to stay home is what he needs to do. Hey, Ben is on the line. He has that Britney Spears quote. Thanks, Ralph.
All right.
Hey, you want to hear a funny Artie's eating story?
No.
All right.
Okay. Ben, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
How you doing, Howard? Okay, it's under the caption, Britney Spears, who wisely is thinking of furthering her education.
Go ahead. By the way, we only bring this up because Britney Spears is the one who's going to get rid of illiteracy. Go ahead.
Okay, here's her brilliant quote. My love for New Yorkers right now is indefinite.
Yeah.
She's not sure about it.
Yeah. is indefinite. Now, what was she trying to say?
I don't know.
Infinite?
Infinite, yeah. Probably
you think
infinite.
it was infinite?
Yeah.
That's like no one.
I really think it was indefinite.
Indefinite.
Could she spell illiteracy? I would love to corner her and ask her.
No way.
I think she's retired. Now her sister's singing, by the way. Britney Spears' sister.
You saw in that diary her sister's trying to be her so bad. At one point, they're standing next to each other, and the sister looks a lot older. They look like twins.
Sounds like a new Frank Stallone is being born.
Well, you know what? The other day, I also saw on DirecTV, they have these free concerts, and the Valentine's Day concert is the brother of a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah,
Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
No,
Aaron
he's
Carter.
huge.
Really?
Yeah,
He's huge
big.
on his own.
He's a big deal, that kid.
Oh, my goodness. But it reminds me of the New Kids on the Block and Marky Mark, you know?
Not only is there the brother from the Backstreet Boys and there's Aaron Carter, now the sister Leslie Carter. I was like, at what point does that mom stop?
They were all in, yeah.
Did Artie ever end up going to do that movie?
Yes, he did.
And how did he do?
Yeah.
He says he did fine.
You're talking to a professional. Yeah, I did, man. Actually, Ivan Reitman hooked me up big time. He was listening to the show in L.A., and he switched my flight for me to the next morning. And they made it real easy for me on the set.
And did you stay up all night?
No, I had a good half hour sleep.
Artie was at the blackjack table. I swear to you, Gary and I looked at each other. Artie was grinding his teeth like a guy who just did like 8 lines.
See, I didn't notice that. The guys, actually, Artie left the guys pointed out, and they go, "I think Artie's in trouble." I was like, "I don't know. He's right to me."
Melrose Larry, you're on the air.
Howard, it was a great week.
Good.
It was great. The health club was great. Thank you for including me in everything, Howard.
It was so weird seeing, walking around the hotel when you're not doing the show, and then all of a sudden you run into Melrose.
And he seemed to have stayed in the gym an inordinate amount of time.
He stayed in the steam room. That's what he was doing in the gym. He was in the steam room, and every time you go in there, he'd be sitting in there cackling. It was just really disturbing. And he tries to be normal with you, and it's even more disturbing.
He can't.
He's like, "Oh, hey, Howard, hey, how's everything? Hey." And it's like,
You know what he was doing, Howard? He had this really weird movement. I don't know. He just always seemed to know where one of us was.
Yeah.
No matter what part of the hotel it was.
Yeah.
So I would go and have breakfast, and I would sit at the counter, the luncheonette, get my paper, and I would just want to be left alone. And all of a sudden, he'd be behind me. You need anything? Anything you need? I thought we bonded this week. We bonded the other night. Anything you need? I'm like, "No, Larry, I appreciate it. If I need anything."
Well, he's trying to be funny.
No, but it would be like if you left after that, it'd be cool.
Right.
But then he didn't, and then I'd be halfway through my meal. And what do you need? What do you need?
You know what it was like? It was like a Star Trek convention, and we were surrounded.
You know what? I had no ability to humor Larry at all, so I went down to the rock spa that one day, and of course Larry popped out. Hey, Robin, hello, and I said, "Oh, they told me you were stalking this place."
He gave me the report of everybody who was in the gym. Robin was in for a massage. Gary was in for a workout. Artie did 20 minutes on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Artie was great on the treadmill.
There you go.
Great.
He had a weird mood, though. He hung around the locker room, and he would talk to people and tell them how important he was to the show, and then as soon as they were interested, he would brush them off.
If Howard, Larry's parents were like famous scientists. His siblings are famous scientists, and Larry's mom thought he was retarded. So Larry's mom would always goof on him. So it's a sad story. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, good.
Was she wrong?
Good. You get sucked into his pity me, Melrose Larry Green.
But Howard works for John.
Howard, my father was director of laboratories at Brookdale Hospital for 40 years in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know what I told Larry? Larry, you know what I told him?
I.J. Greenblatt.
I said to the guy, Larry, do me a favor. I said, don't let these guys suck you dry. I said, I don't know how much your mother left you, but don't take everybody out to dinners and treat everybody. I said, just don't worry, just take care of yourself. Because I look at him, he kept inviting me to dinner. I was like, Larry, I appreciate the offer, but I don't want to take your money.
Can you imagine going to dinner with him?
I mean, the guy doesn't work. He's got this money, and that's great.
I work.
You know who was one of his accounting clients, Howard? John Henson.
Yeah. John Henson, Andrew Dick, Andy Dick.
Andy Dick.
Oh, my God. Andrew Dice Clay.
Right.
All guys you'll never hear from again.
Yeah, accountant to the stars. All right, thanks, Melrose.
Hey, Howard, I just want to thank everybody.
Okay, thank you.
You know what?
Greatest week of my life.
If you were John Henson, right, because John Henson was a celebrity recently.
Yeah.
So if you listen to the show and you hear Larry on the show, why on earth would you hand over all your
documents? If you see your accountant standing on a corner somewhere holding up signs?
John Borchers, Bruce Smirnoff, a lot of comedians I do.
Right.
Bruce Smirnoff.
Oh, boy. Paul, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how you doing, man?
All right.
I wanted to bring up, you make fun of Dominic all the time. You're talking about how he wanted to bring his girlfriend to Vegas. Next thing you know, you're talking about oh, here's my girlfriend in Vegas.
I didn't make fun of Dominic for bringing his girlfriend. I made fun of Dominic.
He wanted to bring his girlfriend. You said, no, we're not bringing our girlfriends to Vegas.
I never said that. I said to him, he called me up, and you don't even know what you're talking about. He called me up on the air, and he goes, I'm only coming on your private jet to Vegas if I can bring my girlfriend. I said, first of all, I said, I'm not bringing my girlfriend, which, by the way, I didn't. She showed up at the end when I was done working.
She shows up wherever there's a camera.
Oh. You know what? That is so not true.
That's so not her.
That's wrong.
When's she going to be on the E! Show?
You know what? She had to be dragged onto the E! Show. I have to say,
and then,
so not her.
And she's not about that, but whatever.
You honestly think that she's not into you because you're Howard Stern?
I think she's into me because I'm Howard Stern. I think that's who I am. I'm Howard Stern.
That's who he is. He's not
that's who I am.
Trying to be Howard Stern.
But Dominic. It's gross?
That's gross.
Hey, I'm having a great time. That's your problem.
What are you saying is gross?
He's saying that I'm twice her age. Number one, I'm not twice her age. I'm almost twice her age. Secondly, I'm not. Listen,
so
if you find it
legal,
if you find it gross, then don't look.
She's legal. It's not like an R. Kelly situation.
Yeah, I'm not going out with a 15-year-old.
And besides, there's no hot chicks at 45.
Yeah, exactly. What do you want me to do?
What was he supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Fall in love with someone I'm not attracted to?
Come on.
Hey, can I win a prize?
No, I don't like you.
For that crap?
I heard you guys, your girlfriend went to see a show?
Yeah, we went to see,
How was that?
That was cool.
Really?
Yeah, why? What are you saying?
No, I didn't. I mean,
why are you laughing at that?
No, I'm not. I mean, but is it good? Because a lot of those shows are schmaltzy.
No. This is Cirque du Soleil.
Well, yeah, it is schmaltzy, but it's kind of.
Schmaltzy in what way?
It's over the top, but I mean, it's at the Bellagio.
Is the whole show underwater or something?
Here's what it is. It's pretty weird. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it's a water show. It's called O. And they built this thing at the Bellagio that has a 2 million gallon tank, 2 million gallons of water. And you sit there, and they do really, it's unbelievable physical stuff.
That's why I say it's not over the top. This is the limit of human or physical, the physical ability of the human body.
What's over the top is the set. I can't even describe it to you. I mean, it's such opulence.
But is it like a fish tank?
No, it's like a pool. Okay, so imagine you're sitting in the audience and on the floor there's a pool.
But you can see through it.
No.
No?
No.
You're looking into it.
It's a pool. And then they do like high diving and water acrobatics and it's almost like a bunch of Olympic events.
Right, because I saw in something I read that it's like synchronized swimming. I said, they finally figured out a way for those people to make money.
It's pretty cool. And the funny part is watching the people in the audience because everybody who goes is fat.
Can't move.
Can't move. And they're watching all these people like dance and
at the peak of their physical ability.
Yeah, it's weird. And like there was one guy wearing suspenders. He looked like a Midwestern farmer who must have hit it with some money. The frigging guy, I mean, he just must have weighed 700 pounds and he could barely fit into the chair and he's getting up to get food and all this stuff. And I'm just watching. I said, everybody in Vegas is fat.
Yeah, because they're Americans.
Yeah, and then you're sitting and watching people who actually are in good physical shape.
Well, we went to see Mystere, which is the landlocked Cirque du Soleil out there at Treasure Island, and we all said, we need to go to the gym right now.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? So you didn't even see it because at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, it's young people, so you don't see a lot of fat people. You go outside of that hotel, you go anywhere, Howard, and I'm telling you, everyone's huge.
Well, what I did was Friday night, since we didn't have the show, I figured I'd stay and have some nice, downtime, and I went to dinner at the Bellagio. They got a restaurant there called Picasso. You heard of this?
Yes.
They got 20 Picassos hanging on the wall. Real Picassos.
Real?
Yeah, real
Picassos.
Picassos.
God, I got to go there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then you're sitting there eating dinner, and there's a water show going on every 15 minutes.
In the restaurant?
Right outside by the window.
Okay, so that's like Treasure Island. They have a big show where a boat sinks and all that right outside.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, yeah, this was like pretty wild. And the food was amazingly good.
Isn't Vegas a great place?
Vegas is a great place.
Well,
I mean,
that's people who never go, like we get to the Hard Rock and we never leave. because we're busy and we're working. But
you never left.
I know.
No, you went to Club Paradise. I'm talking about going to the other.
No, I went out to a whole bunch of restaurants. I got out. You sit in your room.
No. I sit in my room because Larry Melrose Larry Green is down in the lobby. Yeah. And I don't want to go to Club Paradise after dinner.
Why not?
It's a big town.
It's a big town. You can go places. You go out to dinner.
I didn't want to go, and then what? If I go to dinner with you, you're all going over to a strip club.
I heard you were defensive about this. Everyone was saying, hey, what's with Robin not leaving her room?
Everybody was saying, I don't feel the love. Why aren't you running around?
So
I feel like claustrophobic when I might walk out and...
Why do you get defensive about it? Just say, hey, I don't like to leave my room.
No, I do like to leave my room.
Where'd you go?
I went to Mystere, and I went to dinner when we were done.
Did you have a guy in your room or something? What is going on up there?
Who'd you do that with, Robin?
Tony and Ralph.
Yeah.
And I went to the rock spa one day.
Oh, just you and the girls.
Yeah. That's what Ralph said. It was our evening, the girls' night out.
You know, Vegas is a great place if you can avoid gambling.
You know, that's what I tried to explain to Artie. Artie was like walking around disheveled and drunk and bankrupt. And I said, you know, you could take some downtime. You go to a nice meal.
Right.
You could go see a show.
Yeah, leave that other stuff alone for a while.
Yeah, and even go to Club Paradise. Don't gamble every friggin' minute. Just relax a little. But you got the fever, dude.
Well, you know what? I've never spent a full week in Vegas. I've only gone for weekends, you know? And
what?
Right, a weekend you can do it, and then you hit the wall and you leave.
All right, I'm an alcoholic, but he's got a problem. I mean, he started drinking at like 4 o'clock and didn't stop till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you don't see me in between when I'm at the treadmill.
Yeah, but he's drinking Jack Daniels. That's not
Jack and water.
All right, listen.
But Howard, do you know?
He wants to go like Belushi.
Did you know where the sports book place was? Could you tell me where in the hotel that was?
No.
Him and Casey couldn't walk by it without making a bet. You know, like NC State is playing. You know, there were teams playing in Russia at 3 in the morning. It's all on television.
Really, I was unaware of that.
Because I have a system that I like to put a couple of sports bets in and have them going while you're playing the table, so you have something to look forward to.
Let me ask you something. With all your systems, how much did you lose?
I was down about $3,000.
I got to tell you,
I love the guys with the systems. They always.
I felt so bad. He lost $800 in the last hour of our last show.
On the air.
I know. Well, I dropped $1,000 in one bet.
Are you up or down
I felt bad
after everything?
I guess it was down. Because I think I was even, actually, because I won $1,000 at the tables, and then I bet it on the show. So I guess I was even.
Did you gamble any more after that?
No. I'm telling you, I had a nice time. You know, my girlfriend showed up. We decided to... We ran over at the University of Las Vegas track. Mm-hmm. Then we came in and hung out a little bit. Then we went down by the pool. We had a great volleyball game on Friday.
That's not what I heard.
What? In the pool?
I heard that you're very competitive.
Ross is competitive. I won both games.
They were saying that you were competitive.
Either it was great or what was the problem?
I was swimming in the Hard Rock pool because they heated the damn thing to like 95 degrees.
Yeah, everybody told me the water was hot.
They had a big volleyball net up. I got in there, started playing volleyball, 4 against 4 in the water. My team always won, and Ross couldn't deal with it.
So it wasn't a good time for Ross.
We needed a fourth on one of the teams. So Joe, the security guy, he said, "Get in the pool." He goes, "I don't have a bathing suit." He strips down to his underpants. He's in the Hard Rock pool. The guy at the Hard Rock is yelling, "Hey, you got to put a bathing suit on." We're like, "Hey, get out of here!" What's the difference?
Did somebody start yelling at one of the players? I heard somebody was like a player missed a shot.
Ross.
People were yelling at him.
Yeah, Ross was yelling at him.
You talk about
Sean. Seth.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Being inappropriate at a blackjack table. Ross is just crazy.
Well, he doesn't work for the show.
And also, you know what? As crazy as he gets, there's a certain level of amusement to him.
Yeah. You're not amusing,
Yeah,
John.
but Ross got so mad at the dealer that he left the table and went to a new table.
But you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's okay.
What's up?
Yeah, you were talking about Joe and his underwear. The funny thing was they were white underpants, so you could see the guy's sack when he was serving and stuff like that.
Why were you
You
looking?
know what's funny, Casey? I didn't see his sack.
I was so funny. Come on.
I didn't see it.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
I made comments about it.
I didn't see it.
What's hotter?
I swear to God, I didn't.
What's hotter, Joe's sack or Dan Marino's ass?
Dan Marino's ass. Yeah, that's nice. No.
By the way, dude, I see why you go to the tanning booth. You are the whitest white man
I know, I'm white.
saw.
In wintertime, I get totally white. I'm like chalky. I get chalky. I don't know. I got a little Irish in me or something. I don't know.
I'm sure you had a lot of Irish in you.
So I...
Gonna have more.
So then I did that thing, and then Friday night I had a little... boy, I'll tell you, that show was nice at the Bellagio.
I've always wanted to get over to the Bellagio.
It's a nice hotel, and then I had dinner at the Picasso.
Yeah.
The guy goes, these are real Picassos. I said, man. Oh, then while I'm eating dinner, who comes over to the table? Paul Stanley from KISS.
Oh, no.
That must have
Was he in makeup?
Yeah, he should wear the makeup all the time.
Well, now they should, for sure.
Because a lot of people don't know who he is.
It's funny because nowadays he actually looks like a Picasso.
Abstract.
But he goes to Vegas just to eat dinner, he said. He'll fly to Vegas.
So you think the KISS guys have big bucks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do tons of merchandise.
I'll tell you what.
Eating dinner.
Paul Stanley. Well, Paul's not heavy.
No.
He's getting.
No, he ain't. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are the two with the money because they own the KISS name.
And the other guys just sort of what?
Well, there's Ace Frehley, and
they don't own the name like Gene and Paul, and I think those two guys write the songs.
Yeah. Peter Criss has got to be broke.
All the money's in publishing. Those guys own all.
No, Peter Criss ain't broke, but he's.
I think he was broke. He was a guy that was like they found under a bridge.
Yeah, he had to start touring again.
You mean he was homeless?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got to take a break. I know there's more people on the phone, and they have tons of questions. If you can hang in there, hang on the phone, and I'll get to you when I get back.
One thing I got to tell you. Wait a minute, because when we get back, I got to show you this. You know who does have a gambling problem?
Who?
Spencer Christian, the former weatherman of Good Morning America.
Really?
He's had to declare bankruptcy. And part of the problem is he owes like $300,000 to casinos.
Really? Where'd you read that?
It's in both of the tabloids, the Star and the Inquirer.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, it's real embarrassing.
Now, how can a man so talented with so many gifts?
Right. That's what I always ask myself.
All right, well...